Hello folks, I'm Ed Overstreet and you are watching the Night Sky Imaging YouTube channel. We're working with the Nebula NGC 7822, also called Cedar Blade 214, which is in the, I think it's in the Cephas region of the sky. And so let's head over to PixInsight and pick up where we left off in my workflow. The last time we were looking at NGC 7822, we ran deconvolution on the Luminance layer, and this is the result. The application of deconvolution, when applied to decent or great data, will I won't call it a sharpening effect, but it does help to tighten the stars and identify some of the detail, especially in the areas of nebulosity where there is detail. So what we're going to do now is create our luminance layer, stretch it, convert it from linear to nonlinear, and prepare it so that later in our workflow we're going to combine the luminance layer to our RGB image. And so I think what I'm going to do, though, and I like doing this, is I'm going to create a couple of instances of this luminance layer, at least two. I don't know why I put it down there. And we're going to work on each one. I'm going to have 3 to pick from, and we'll change this one to for B for bright, and this one is going to be D for dark, and this is the one I'll more than likely use, but I like to experiment when I start combining the luminance layer, and sometimes I'm surprised by the results when I use a brighter luminance layer or a darker luminance layer. So let's stretch this one, and the first step is to make sure we have the luminance layer selected, and we do. Let's create a preview and let's remove this stretch that was applied by the screen transfer function. So I'm going to grab this slider, the mid-tone slider. We have a highlight slider here, a dark slider here. I will not typically use this at all. So I'm going to take the mid-tone slider and drag it up and click on this apply global, and I'm going to go over to the box and reset, and I'm going to do this again, and I'm paying attention to the effect this is actually happening on the image. So we're going to scoot this over and apply this, and then we're going to reset it. And once I get this histogram moving towards the middle, I'm going to take the dark slider and roll this over, but I'm mindful of the fact that there could be some data down here along the foot of this histogram. I'm then going to bring my other slider up, and let's apply that, and let's reset. Now you can see how the data is going along to about right there. So let's bring this up to about there, and let's bring this down. Now we can bring this back up, and let's apply this and reset. And again, I'm looking at, I don't want to clip any of that. We are starting to clip there, and then I want to brighten, and I'm watching the top slide across up about there, and we'll apply it. And this is going to be my luminance layer that I will more than likely apply when I combine the RGB with the luminance. So let's bring this over and put this there. Now let's bring up our luminance bright, and I'm going to reset. I'm going to find Lum B, and we're going to drag the slider over. Let's see, we have Lum B, is that right? Yep. Okay, we're going to reset this one, and let's bring the slider over and apply. Let's reset and do that again. Apply. We got our histogram in the middle now. Let's reset, and now let's drag our darks down, watching the top histogram to make sure we don't clip anything. And let's bring our midtone sliders up. Go ahead and apply this. I like to do this incrementally rather than all at one time. Keep a better eye on the clipping possibilities. Okay, now this one we're going to make brighter. We're running it up pretty bright. Not that bright. Okay, okay. So we're going to darken to there. Going to bring it over there. All right. I can already tell you from experience, I don't think this one will be used, but one thing I noticed about our data, it's not real bright. Let me get rid of the preview here. Our data is just not real bright. So a brighter luminance channel may be what the doctor ordered. So we're going to find out. And so this is our brighter luminance stretched, and then this is going to be a darker. Bring up our histogram. Let's reset. Let's make sure we got Lum D, and let's get a preview up, and let's grab our slider, apply, reset, and got our histogram about in the middle on the top. Now we're ready to drop this down and bring this up to right there and apply. Going to do this again. Reset. It's about there. And this will be our dark variation of our luminance channel. So we have these three luminance channel, all three of which have been stretched, and when we bring up our RGB image, when we're finished processing this and combine it, we'll combine it with the Lume, see how that looks. Then we'll try combining it with the Lume Brighter and the Lume Darker, and we'll be playing around with that in later stages of this processing workflow. Okay folks, now we have 3 Lume layers to work with. I think that'll do it. Join me when we come back again, and at that time we're going to be stretching our RGB image. Actually it's an HAS03S2 image, but we've converted it into an RGB image. So we're going to be stretching this, and before we do that though, we're going to have to run color calibration on it, and I'm a fan of photometric calibration, but we'll try using auto color. We'll see how that looks. Then we'll try photometric calibration and see how that works, and then we'll use the color calibration process by PixInsight, and we'll compare those three. But I'm a big fan of the photometric calibration method for getting the colors balanced. With that being said, I'm going to say goodnight and clear skies to everyone. Make sure you say something good, nice about someone, and tell them how much you appreciate them. It's going to make you feel better, and you'll probably make their day as well.